Welcome to Freely Speaking Podcast with your host, Carletha Wells, where everything is spoken of from my heart to yours. It was hard. When he died, I texted a lady that's like dance play on, and I said, "How do you grieve someone that you found out they died 2 years ago, but you found out today?" And she said, "Huh?" She like shocked. I said, "Well, I just found out my dad died 2 years ago." I said, "I don't know how to." Right now, at the time, I was like shocked. I didn't know how to grieve that. And I'm telling you, that loss was it. It took a while. I cried. I couldn't cry, but like a days later or a week later is when it hit me, like enough for me to cry. You know what I mean? And I must have cried like the whole day. It seemed like every once in a while I would start crying, like. And I think it was more of the shock, once I called Edward Jones, it was like it was official. Like, my daddy really resented me. He really hadn't dealt with his demons. And I remember my son in that house asking me, he said, "Mom, what if your dad never changes? He stays the way he is. Are you going to stay in this hurt and this pain and this bitterness that you're in?" Because I was, want my dad to accept me and want my brother and my sister to accept me. And, I wanted a relationship with my stepmom. And, I just wanted it to be like this big happy family. And I wanted to be treated equally like he treated his whole kids. And I never got that. To my sister, she and I ended up going to the same church at one point. And when she would see me, it was, "Hey, you." So it was nothing I could do. You got to accept it. And I think that was my first auditing, my first real therapy with my son, who at that time was like 16 years old. And he asked me that question. He said, "Mom," he could have been younger than that, "what if your dad never accepts you the way you want him to? Are you going to stay in this?" And I think that was the process of me, that loss was the process of my healing to whereas now I'm free. You know what I mean? I can help other people. I know. So when you got loved ones out there, they made mistakes, but they come to you, especially a parent. Forgive them. Don't mean that everything gonna be all hunky-dory, y'all gonna be the closest or whatever, but hey, if they big enough to come to you and start wanting to love on you, leave the door open. But I ain't telling you about them kindred toxic other folks. I'm not telling you about them. But the parents, man, love on them. You got some brothers and some sisters. If they come to you, you can forgive them, move on, whatever your piece is. But don't hold that in you if they're trying. But them cousins and all of that and aunties, I ain't worried about those folks. I'm talking about that mom and that dad, that immediate circle. You know what I mean? That's where your strength come from. That's where I'm talking about. Not from your strength come from. I'm talking about that's where you came from. You came out of that. You know what I mean? That's your core people. That's the ones I'm talking about. The parents. They with me for them. You wouldn't be here. So you just gotta sometimes just mine. I think God allowed mine to be tough like this, so I could help people. So I could help them see that is you got to go deeper to be better, but it's a biggerness going past that. And I'm telling you, it's time to go deep. It's time to get healed, to get free. And sometimes you got to lose some things to get to where you want to be in God, to get to the promises, to get to your blessings, to get to your breakthroughs, to get to your marriages, to get to your children, to get to your finances right, because it's some lessons in all of that. Those losses, it meant something. Sometimes you got to lose in order to win. I love you. This has been Carletha. Be blessed. And let's go deep. Thanks for tuning in to Freely Speaking Podcast with your host, Carletha Wells. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking clicking that button so you can get that notification when I post new videos.